Hello everybody, Thetymix here. It's time for more Motorsport Manager. The head start for Hawkins Challenge continues. Second half of the season begins with our 9th event in Milan. Generally speaking, a high-speed track, as we have seen in the past, should favor us some, I would think. And I did some calculating on our impending clinching here. We are currently ahead by 238 points. We need a 258-point lead, or 20 more points, in order to clinch at the end of the 10th race, which I believe is, it's Ardennes. So that's looking like that's the way it's going to happen. Milan and Ardennes, and if we can extend our lead 20 points or more between now and then, that should do it. And the main reason why it looks like we're going to finish that soon is this super tight race for second between cont'd, Panther, and Steinman. If any of them had emerged stronger than the others and was consistently gaining solid points, then that would help us. But as it is, they are dividing the points very well, and that's all to our benefit. Of course, the financial situation continuing to be the primary, and in fact only real concern at all at this point. So we have just over a day, and JTV Sport with the interview question: which one of our drivers is better? Not answering that. And our markability goes down as a result. Yuck. So that's going to hurt the financial situation even more, because I think that's going to take us out of Tier 2 sponsors. Yuck. Okay. Well, nothing too exciting there about our winning again. Oh, we still are in the Tier 2. Okay, well that's nice. We have one offer available, and this I think is going to be the second place. Yeah. So since we're not planning on taking the second place one anymore, I'm hoping to get a deal with like an upfront payment. And if I don't get one, I'll probably just leave it be. Cars have finished repairing. We have nothing to improve or anything, so let's just move along. Okay, we got some emails. Diaz has been approached for modeling. Modeling for Chiffre. It's a pretty nice package they're offering me, I've got to say. The best underwear company around. Can't wait to get out there and strut my stuff. You never know, it might help us pick up some new sponsors. Plus 10 marketing for her. Oh dear. Well, another offer, and neither one of them giving an upfront, so I'm not too thrilled with that concept. Hopefully we'll get more by the time the race shows up. No. Who am I racing for? I'm not feeling myself lately. You tell me to push, conserve, overtake. I don't feel like it's me racing anymore. I feel like a puppet. I want to make my own decisions for a while, just so I can remember what it feels like to race without the whole team in my ear. I understand it's a risk, but I really appreciate the trust. Add personality trait, renewed passion, and go on rogue. I think it just means that he won't take team orders. But his morale going down 20 is not something I even care about. So you're going to do what I tell you to do. Yeah, first place still. Another offer. There we go. Well, it's not much, but we're going to take the 100K from Wonderluck. Even though this one is a better in almost every respect, bottom line is we're not going to be aiming for second. So, well, though I'm not sure about that. Let's see. So we aim for 9th. They give us 450K for hitting both. If we just hit it on the race, we'll get 500K here. But that's such a small difference, because it'd be 1 million divided by 2. But that's still such a small difference. This is a short enough one. We get another offer later, and it's going to give us the 100K. So I'm going to take that. Let's take that little bit that we're going to get there. And then we got 2 more expiring the next race. Okay. 40-lap race in Milan. Almost 4 miles, so it's definitely a long version of it. Lap record is almost 2 minutes. Yeah, that's going to get beat. Likely to be some rain. Cont'd are the ones to beat in the engine. Oh, really? Soft, medium, and hard. So harder tires than we've been using. Likes our acceleration. But clearly our car is going down continually compared to the others. Yokohama in the APS. Results. Oh, let me guess. You think I'm spending too much money. Brilliant. We only hear that every race. Oh, wait, we do. Chariot Motor Group looking to struggle. Harrison wanting to close the gap on Diaz says, I will catch her. Thought of beating Diaz is what gets me up in the morning. And Chariot Motor Group says it's a great chance for us to improve. Well, ex-driver Fabio Torino doesn't agree with that. So we'll see which way that works. Let's see where Chariot is, just out of curiosity. Yeah, okay, they're dead last, but there's 3 teams that haven't got anything. Thornton and Rosado Corsa, and Van Dort only has 2. So they could pick on anybody. They're picking on Chariot, probably because they're in last place. And it's well into the season. Okay, let's go into Milan. Before we do that, let's compare our cars. Boy, look at how far down that is now. We are 5th overall in the total cars. We are behind cont'd in the engine. Still got the best gearbox. And number 3 in those. So we're doing okay there. We are below average on our front wings now. Still above average on the suspension. And right at average on the rear wings, which are 8th. 8th, 5th, and 6th. Oh dear. So yeah, I mean, obviously as we go towards the finish now of the season, we are really going to start having continued problems. But shouldn't have to worry too much about that anymore. So Wan Chai Industries it is. And hopefully going to nail both of those. So it's a little warmer than it's been, 19, 21, and 18, but it's definitely going to be soft tires or inters if it's raining. And they said it was going to rain, but then this says clear. So 1 hard, 5 and 9. I don't see any reason not to focus on the softs. None whatsoever. Let's take a look at our predictions. 3rd. And 8th for Diaz. Egads. 3rd and 8th. Well, yeah, they said 3rd and 5th in the last race, and guess what? We won fairly easily. See if we can repeat that showing. I mean, it was more of a challenge, but you know, we weren't worrying about anything really the second half of the race. Just Chapman at the beginning mostly. And being unable to pull away enough to stay out of traffic after the first pit stop. Milan, when you think of Milan, you're thinking about speed, pretty much. So, I mean, it's just a nice, fast track. It's different from the others in that there's not a lot of winding turns, not really any winding turns. So, you know, there's a very much a distinctiveness to it. I wouldn't want to do this kind of track all the time, but I do like that aspect of it as a change of pace. So 300, with the 3 crucial parts being the engine, the brakes, and the rear wing. And we're still up there in the engine. Like, we're second in the engine, third in the brakes. So we've got a couple of strong parts here. This should be a better than average performance for us, and hoping to lock in that dominant lead that we need. Okay, so 4th and 8th, we drop a little bit there at the end. Nothing to be concerned about, though. You can see only, 4th and 9th, only Saarinen among the cars that didn't use softs, getting a faster time than Harrison. This ain't the circus. Windsor Racing, show a little taste. Impressive. 4th and 9th is an impressive performance, really. They're getting more and more impressed by our showings because our car, like, our parts aren't considered to be strong enough. So it's like, oh, they're not totally falling apart yet. Good job. Which is rather amusing. So, qualifying. And I just want to see if he'll use this for qualifying. So I'll do qualifying trim and the super overtake, because that would be kind of interesting. And then soft and qualifying. Well, and you see the top 6, it is Hawkins, it is Steinman, and it is Scuderia Rossini. All the talk about cont'd Sport, I mean, they're great engines. Well, they're down in 8th and 9th. None of them above row 4, so they've got their work cut out for them. And Panther not doing any better. You make my weekends complete. Well, Nigel Short is Cook, is very happy to do that. Extra 10% always helps. Delighted by everybody, super happy with our qualifying. Whereas at the beginning of the season, this would just be like, well, of course you've got the pole. You're Hawkins. Your car is awesome. Not anymore. So let's see. Again, we're not expecting any rain. It's 18 degrees. Okay. And we want the super overtake mode. It would help us at the beginning, but he's on the pole. So I don't think he needs it. Let's just do race trim and softs and just see if we can stay out in front. And again, I like the 15% bonus over the fuel economy. So, like, if Harrison was down, like, I might consider if he was, like, say he was 6th or 7th and really wanted to get to the front, then that might be worth it at the beginning, but not in this case. Okay, so this says about 26 laps, which means we could stop, probably can get away with stopping once. Might not make that. It'd be interesting. Is it a one-stop race or is it a two-stop race? Probably be close. So I think we're going to go with 29 laps of fuel. 27, of course, would be the 2/3 point. And let's see what we've got here. Same difference. Let's roll on and see what Milan has in store. Harrison with a 9 on the day. Outstanding. Chapman 6. Diaz looking strong with a 7. Holtz with a 7, then Wexler, Ugg, and look at Vasquez, a 0. I've never seen a 0. It's really rare to be below a 3. Ugg, that shows why they didn't do any better, and North in a 5. So yeah, Catano not looking like a big threat today. Right along with our pole sitter Harrison, who gets off to a bit of a sluggish start. So it looks like Chapman, Saarinen, Diaz all up there, and then a bit back to Wexler. Harrison losing that top spot immediately. And look at Saarinen just racing away. That's not a whole lot of fun. Oh, Chapman getting up there. So we're not super impressive here at the beginning of this. Harrison you know, he's in second now. He's equalizing a bit. And Diaz back in fourth. Wexler staying up with us. Nobody else is. And DeGraff back in sixth gets the fastest lap out of that start. So yeah, this top five already a second and a half away from the rest. See the gap between Wexler and DeGraff. Diaz trying to get by Chapman, but doesn't look like we're going to have any luck with Saarinen. And I'm not even sure if we're going to have any luck with that first issue there. We might get it here. Let's hold on. Yeah, okay, there we go. Now let's see if we can hold it as we switch back to mediums. And Harrison, and yeah, I probably should have had one of them. I should have had one of them go in this lap. You know what? I'm going to send them both in. They're almost 4 seconds apart. That should be just enough. Yeah, we just want to make the change and come back in out. I'm not sure about Harrison's. Did I switch his tires? So let's make sure I did. Now, yeah, we only getting through 19, so we're a lap short. But we really burned them earlier. So I still want to try to make it. And just, you know, not do anything aggressive like we did the first couple laps with going hard. We won't do that. And then if we have to ride them, you know, when they're in the red zone, say for the last lap or two, I'm okay with that. One stop. So 4.1 the lead should be enough. And it is. We stop sequentially. There's Wexler and Sharp trying to catch us. And yep, there we go. We are second and fourth. So we do still have to deal with traffic. But not a whole lot of it. See who tries to leg it out. We are getting close to the end, as there is the ubiquitous 3-lap left situation. You see 12 cars have lapped Moreno. That's how badly they're doing. Dieter Wexler with the fastest lap of the race. Well, good for you. Too bad you're in fourth position. Almost half a minute behind us. I'll take what we're doing by comparison. Yeah, I think we're right where we want to be on tire temp. We're going to have just enough temperatures to not bottom out by the end of the race. So I think that was about where we wanted to be. About a lap of fuel left for each, but I could have started hybrid mode earlier. Obviously, we're going to finish with a ton of that. So we're going to see if we pass DeGraff and Gonzalez here. It's going to be, it's not, yeah, it looks like they might just stay ahead of us. And they will. We won't lap them, I don't think. So, yep, and just as we go into the last lap now, we're into the red on the tires. So, we stretched it a bit to get all the way around. But I think it probably was better than really pushing it. And yeah, everybody really trying. You see, they're really pushing, and some of them, they've closed up the gap a little, but not enough to make a difference. Roger Harrison with his first win in a while, breaking the streak by Vittorio Diaz. And here he comes for it. This one's for you, Nigel Cook. No, it's for you, Roger Harrison. Good job. Everybody happy. Of course, Diaz still with 7-point lead in the standings. And there it is. we increase our margin by more than the amount that we needed to. And that should mean one more race, and this is a wrap. Into the winner's circle for Roger Harrison. Well-deserved, really outstanding command performance. And, oh, Saarinen cheated, and Chapman cheated, so they lose positions. It says says Saarinen was demoted 2 places, but I don't see how that's possible because he wouldn't have been in second. So he would have been just ahead of Wetzler. He was only demoted 1. Regardless. Yeah, so Wexler finishing almost 25 seconds behind as the closest competitor. We run away with it here in Milan. A classic display of speed and strategy, of course. Scalded Whippet. They're calling Roger Harrison. Vidal really happy with the results. Shout out to everyone back at Chariot. So maybe they did do better than expected. We should see our marketability jump right back up. It was close to 40% before they didn't like my answer to that last question. The 8.7 here, Harrison's third best. Of course, he had great runs at Yokohama and Beijing. Then another good one at the Black Sea. Had not really been super impressive since then. And a little worse than her average for Diaz. As a matter of fact, this is her worst race since the first 2 of the year, Doha and Yokohama. So that's interesting. Still doing just fine overall, of course. And we lose 400K. Yeah. Finance is definitely concerning because I still have to get through 7 more races unless they just, they give it to me after Ardennes. And we'll see if they do that or not. But, in any case, I expect I'll find a way to make it through. I'll be extraordinarily aggravated if I don't, and I end up having to do this over again. Even in that case, if that happens, I don't think it will. But if it does, I'll do it off screen because, it'll take a while. But I'm not, I'm not going to put up a whole other season of videos of me crushing the competition. That would be boring. It's been boring enough in some aspects the first time around. Anyway, that was Milan. On to Ardennes, where we will hopefully and expectedly clinch. That'll be next time. Until then, thanks for watching. More coming your way soon.